What is poppin' YouTube? We had an amazing live stream last night. Back again today to do some more start sit questions. Um, Fantasy football is like literally an hour away. We already had fantasy football on Thursday, but super excited to get it popping again. So as always, we're gonna hit that intro, and then you guys, it's your show. So whatever you guys, any questions you want, we will be answering those here shortly. So let's get it popping. As always, we're back. We're trying to grind today with fantasy football. So appreciate everyone for tuning in here today. Yeah, let me know. Let me know exactly. We got start sit questions happening here. So any start sit questions, we will be going through those right now. A lot of people aren't even up. A lot of PST people aren't even up. I'm just here. We're here talking. I mean, some of the decisions that are happening that we have to kind of walk through, like Mike Davis. Mike Davis, is he going to get? I mean, he's going to be getting the majority of the touches with J.K. Dobbins out. What's the field going to be looking like for the 49ers? All those are questions that we're going to have to jump into here today to kind of determine. But yeah, appreciate. No, we don't have any viewers yet, but we'll get there. We'll get there. This is a typical live. So if you're watching the replay, apologize. We yesterday we had a great stream. Great stream yesterday. Finally went from like 85 subs up to 103. So it was crazy. It was crazy. And so I'm excited to try to answer those last minute questions, those last minute start and sits as we try to force into who we're going to be talking about in our lineup. I don't know. In one of my leagues, I don't know. I'm trying to determine if I'm starting Mike Davis. Yeah, I'm trying to determine Mike Davis. George Kittle's out, so anything that's happening here with Brandon Ayuk means Brandon Ayuk up to the moon. And yeah, that's what we're determining here with these start sits. So hit me with any start sit questions that you guys have. I know it takes a while for the live to get into the YouTube algorithm for people to be, of course, like jumping in. So let's. I will wait until 12:45. So I will just keep talking to myself. And worst comes to worst, no one jumps in here and we don't start having conversations. But if we do start having conversations, that would be great. But yeah, excited to see what the rest has. And Sunday, fantasy football Sunday, we got a lot of lineups. So while we're waiting for things, let me I'll share my screen. We'll start doing some of my lineups so we can start. I can just start talking about what exactly I'm thinking about. With some of my lineups. So in this lineup here, the big thing. So I got Patrick Mahomes, Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, Cooper Kupp, Mike Evans, Noah Fant. Michael Thomas is in the lineup. I'm trying to determine: do I run with Robert Woods or do I run with Mike Davis or Kareem Hunt? Those are that's kind of my dilemma that's happening right now with these guys. So I'm leaning at still putting in Robert Woods, but I could see Mike Davis absolutely going off. It's going to be a rainy day. I like that Sleeper has added in the ability to like see the weather. Like I think that's super interesting ad that they've added. But yeah. So I think my team's set for this league. My next one, we don't really have anything interesting here other than we got Kyler Murray, Saquon Barkley, Antonio Gibson, Devontae Adams, CeeDee Lamb, Schultz, Metcalf, AJ Brown. Feeling pretty good about that league as well. Let's make sure that everything here on YouTube is set up right. So yeah, answering all fantasy football. To add in yeah, we got the live set up. We got our things going up. We don't have anyone in here the live yet. So we everyone was saying they were going to show back up tomorrow, and no one's back in here yet. So I don't know. I'm just going to keep rambling, and we'll see what happens. If nothing happens, and we don't, Hurricane's probably asleep. But yeah, maybe we'll switch up what time we end up doing this. So after we have the Loafer, then we have the Madden Curse, my Madden Curse League. So like I said, right now we're answering all fantasy football questions here today. So if you have any start sit questions, anything like that, happy to answer them for you. If you don't have any questions, I'm just going through my own leagues to make sure that I got all my lineup set. But this time we are using this time for you. So we want everyone to be able to see exactly, ask any start sit questions. We had a great start sit questionnaires happening yesterday. Absolutely amazing. So we will continue on. And if nothing happens and no one else jumps in and it's just me rambling and talking to myself, I guess that's what it's going to be. So, but appreciate if you're watching the replay and you're still here, appreciate you being here. If you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button. It helps me out a ton as we're continuing to build up the channel. We hit 103 subs. So excited to see what happens from here. So in this league, I'm hoping that I don't win that much. I just made a trade for Elijah Moore. So this is a dynasty league. That league's looking good. Another quarantine league. I had Josh Allen and the Stephon Diggs. So we'll see if CMC and Derrick Henry can get me across the line in this league. So, but yeah, no, we're pumped to have everyone here. Talking fantasy football, to be here talking start sits. So there's some, the 1:00 schedule is interesting. I'm excited to get the NFL red zone, but if you have any start sit questions, hit me up with them right now. This is your time. We're going to be live until about 12:45. So I know sometimes right now it's super early in the morning. People are at church, people are doing stuff in, just their Sunday morning grind. So a lot of people don't start setting their laps until about 30 minutes before kickoff. So we understand that, but we're here trying to grind for you. So let me know if I can answer any questions for you in the meantime. I see I have one viewer, so I appreciate you being here, guy. To whoever it is, if it's my family, stop embarrassing me. I wore a tank too because Rob demanded the tank. Yesterday he wanted me to cut off Bassett Lover. I don't know if you're watching. I don't know if you're watching on Twitter, Bassett Lover. He said, "Help! Do I play Tua or Tannehill?" So let's look over that. That was back at 12:01. So he let's see. Let's go to the NFL schedule. So we got who do we got? So we got the Titans are going to be playing the Giants, and then we have the Dolphins are playing the Pats. I'm leaning Tannehill, but it's close. It's really close. Tannehill, but it's close. Don't know if that's the proper answer to that one, but I lean Tannehill. So Bassett Lover, don't know if you are here in the stream. If not, appreciate you being here and for asking me a question on Twitter. So, but yeah, we're answering all questions here for all questions fantasy football here on this Sunday. We're already at noon. We're already in the afternoon. So appreciate the tuning in. Appreciate answering all the questions we're trying to do. Michael Thomas, that's another big one. Are we starting Michael Thomas today? I'm starting Michael Thomas. I think the upside's there. I'm just worried. Look at this. Look at this field for the Chicago Bears. This is why yesterday when people were asking me, do I start a Bears player or do I start a 49ers player? That's why I'm not starting anybody like that, just due to the way that this field is. Look at that. When they're running, there's lily water popping up. Yeah, no, we are not starting any 49er players at all. So, but like I said, we're gonna keep this rolling. If we don't get more people in here and don't have more people asking questions, we're probably just gonna stop the stream. Don't want to waste your guys' time or anything like that. We are excited for this fantasy football season to get underway here today. We're excited for Red Zone. I'm excited for all the touchdowns that are going to be taking place. But appreciate you being here. So, to the one viewer that I currently have, let me know. Are you any more start sit questions that you potentially have as we are looking at games today? Any start sits, anything along that nature, as we continue on in here. But yeah, yesterday was a huge day. We hit 100 subs. For me, that was huge. Like I said, I started this channel about a week and a half ago. So not a week and a half ago. That's crazy. I a month and a half ago. So being able to see the grind that to get some recognition, to build those community, to build the relationships, it's been so worth it. And I'm super excited to continue on. But yeah, let me know. Can I answer any more start sit questions? Anything along that nature? Anything that we can go through that would be interesting, entertaining, and or help you win your leagues today in the remaining time that we potentially have. But yeah, if we don't get more people in here, and if you don't want to ask any questions, I totally understand that. We will probably. I'm gonna give it about 5 more minutes, and then, I mean, I can only ramble for so long. If we're not gonna get more people in here, which is time. Cool. We're testing out times. We're testing out what time works for people when they're looking to make those last second fantasy football options and try to create it live, try to keep it entertaining. So yeah, we got another notification, which means, oh, Rob liking the thing. Rob, I don't know if you're in here, dude. You're like the OG. You are the OG on this channel. I'm trying to see anything else. So yeah, fantasy news: Kittle's unlikely to play. So you're sitting him. Godwin expected to play. We're not playing Godwin this week for sure. Dobbins likely to play. People are saying to fire up Mike Davis. I might have to. I'm debating in one league. I'm debating Mike Davis versus Robert Woods. So that's my issue that I'm trying to lean toward into. Do I risk it with Mike Davis, even though he burned me last year? But he's playing for the Ravens. Like, even if he gets a touchdown, like, we're looking at somewhere around 10 points there for Mike Davis in the flex. 49ers and Bears will be a sloppy rain game. Yeah, temper expectations. Empty Ertz, Deontay, London, good to go. Yeah, I like all that news is super exciting. So, Michael Thomas, you're going to come through for me. I hope so. So, but yeah, like I said, we're here to answer any fantasy football questions, any start sit questions, anything that can help us just engage, have some fun as we look into stuff. But it might not happen. It might not happen here today. If not more people are jumping in, which is fine, which is totally fine. Like I said, this is the first time me doing this on a Sunday morning before an NFL game. So typically, like, I feel like a lot of people are on Twitter trying to get these questions answered. So like I said, if you got any questions, if you're just here to vibe out, see what people are asking, like, appreciate you guys being here a ton. We did hit that 100 subs yesterday, so it means a lot. I brought the tank in for Rob. Rob, I don't know if you're here. I did this for you, man. I did this for you. But we're having fun. I think the other who's if I had to pick like my like a bold take that I'm having for today, I think I said it yesterday. Like, I think Patrick Mahomes gets somewhere around like 37 to 40 points on like a 4-touchdown league. So that's one of my bold takes. I'm really excited to see what Travis Etienne does today. Oh, Sean, my man, he's back. Sean is back after yesterday. What's up, my guy? Appreciate you being here. Let me know if you have any start sits. I know you had a few yesterday. I think I answered those, but today we do get some clarity. We get some clarity on injuries, some weather conditions. So as we're looking into, what's about to happen here in about 45 minutes, yeah, you back, baby. We back. Let me know if I can answer any questions for you. I know this is early at 12:15. So a lot of people, like I said, they're still at lunch. They're still debating, getting out of things in this morning before they're starting to think about fantasy football. A lot of us, I know a lot of people are married men that have kids, so they might not even do trying to watch football on Sunday. Could be a nightmare for them. But that's not why, we're here. We're here to answer any last second questions. Sean, I was discussing earlier in one of my leagues, I have Robert Woods, Mike Davis, and Kareem Hunt. So I need a flex spot, and I debated which one I was gonna start. So I'm leaning Mike Davis. I think at this point, I think I'm gonna talk myself into Mike Davis over Robert Woods, but I don't know, man. I don't know. The thing with if Kenyon Drake gets some run, then I'm gonna feel like an idiot for going with Mike Davis. But then the other thing is we don't know what Tannehill and Robert Woods connection. What's his health look like? I don't know. All those are questions that it's just hard because Robert Woods is the wide receiver 1 in the Tennessee Titans offense. So all those are hard questions to kind of go through. But Sean, appreciate you being here. If if you have any questions, happy to answer any of those. We're going to be, like I said, if we don't get more questions here, we're probably just going to have to turn down the stream, and then if people want to ask me on Twitter, you can ask me on Twitter. I will be on my phone for the next few minutes, looking, right before 1, setting my lineups, getting everything ready. So appreciate you being here for all the support that happened yesterday. Means the world. Means the world. Means the world. So we'll see what happens here. Yeah, we had, I think at one point yesterday we had about 20 people here in the live stream. So I know a lot of people were setting their lineups last night. Maybe I needed to be doing these streams later. Like, I don't know. I saw the Fantasy Flock was live, so I know there's people that are on here live, but trying to build up this community. Not like him. I know someone compared me to him yesterday, and that's not necessarily what I'm doing. Even though he's a great guy, absolute great guy. Can you go through the inactive for us? Yes. So, major inactives, Sean, that are let me just find this tweet. Yeah, Corey tweeted this here a second ago. Major inactives. Kittle is not playing. Godwin is expected to play. Dobbins is out. The 49ers and the Bears, it's going to be a super sloppy game on the field. Just like due to like weather. It's like you should see they're like running and like the water's just like coming up behind them. So the field's a mess. And then MT, Ertz, and Deontay in London are all playing. So what does that mean? Mike Davis gets a solid boost in fantasy production. You have Michael Thomas. Are you going to, I think like yesterday I said, Sean, you have, with Michael Thomas, like he's burned me 2 times in the last 2 seasons. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt going in this season. So I'm starting him pretty much everywhere that I have him. Ertz is going to be on a pitch count, so I'm probably not playing Ertz. I mean, you probably have to. You're just hoping he catches a touchdown. Deontay is going to be playing, but what's that connection going to be looking like with Mitch Trubisky? And then Drake London, of course, is going to be good to go. But how good to go is he going to be? It's an inside game though, so I'm not that worried about Drake London maybe getting re-injured. But we also haven't seen what that's going to look like. So, oh, Rob's trying to get me to do a last second DraftKings. Yeah, dude, I'll be honest. I haven't done I did like 1 DFS with some friends. I haven't done a bunch. So that's my other thing with that. But like look at this. Freaking Saquon. Ooh, Sean coming in with a great start set question. You said Davis, Harris, or Gibson. When you say Davis, do you mean Mike Davis? And when you say Harris, I assume it's Antonio Gibson, and I assume you're saying Najee Harris, and you're saying Mike Davis. If I'm just basing it, I'm still doing Najee and Gibson. Or do you only get one? Do I only need to pick one? Do I need to pick 2? I'm probably, yeah. If it's 2 running backs, I'm going Najee Harris and Gibson. I'm assuming that's what you mean. But if you mean like a flex play, and then I'm maybe missing the right Harris. Yeah, I think it's still Najee. So give me Najee and Antonio Gibson. Even if Mike Davis plays, like I'm still rolling up with Antonio Gibson. Ride or die with Antonio Gibson is what I'll be doing. For sure. For sure. Let me know if that let me know if that helps. Oh, Mike Davis or Deontay Harris, like for the Saints. Oh, for sure. Yeah. I think we're still going Gibson. We're still going Gibson. Like if I had to rank them, to be Gibson, Mike Davis, Harris. Yeah. Oh, Damien Harris, D Harris. I think. Yeah. I think so. So it's still going to be that order, even if it is Damien Harris. I'm still going. Yeah, Mike Davis or Damien Harris. Yeah. Oh yeah, still. We're still going Antonio Gibson, Mike Davis, Damien Harris. That's my order. Final answer. Lock it in. I think Gibson just has the upside, especially with Brandon Robinson not playing. Probably going to get a majority of the touches here today. And volume is king. Sean, it is me and you one-on-one here right now. So let me know if I can answer any other questions for you. Would be happy to do so, my friend. Happy to do so. Happy to do so. Happy to do so. Yeah. Yeah, the Chicago field ain't looking up. Oh, Hurricane. My guy. What's up? Hurricane. Coming in clutch, bro. Coming in clutch. We are answering any last minute starter sits questions. Last night was a freaking dream. Yes, no, you are fine. I understand you being a little late. No worries. You're not required to be here, but I appreciate you being here. Yeah, we haven't had as much interaction here today as we did yesterday. Yesterday, the chat was pumping. Everything was feeling like we felt like a big channel, and that was amazing. And we made a lot of good connections. So today, we're hoping that maybe we can spark that same light. But if there's less of us, that means more questions are being answered on a timely manner. Julio versus Mike Davis was supposed to be a joke last night. Now it's real. No freaking kidding. Last night I was joking saying Robert Woods or Mike Davis, and I honestly I was like, just let J.K. Dobbins play so it like makes my decision easier. And then of course you get the news today that J.K. Dobbins isn't playing, and I just like, what do we actually think is going to be happening with Mike Davis? Like that's where I have to like look at it, because how good do we think Mike Davis is? The problem for me is he's in the perfect system. Like Mike Davis with Lamar Jackson, we really have to think, even if he does get somewhere around 10 to 12 touches, like that's probably looking like one of those touches would probably be a touchdown. And Mike Davis will probably put somewhere around 12 to 13 points. And then you're like, crap. So then you're talking like Mike Davis getting 10 to 12 points. And you're like, can Julio beat that? That's the question you have to have for yourself. I'm leaning Mike Davis. I'm still leaning Mike Davis. I don't remember. I think I said Julio last night. I think I'm leaning Mike Davis this morning, but I might just be getting the bump because I'm thinking Mike Davis is going to get all the carries. But like, what even is all the carries? Like I said, if it's only 10 to 12 carries, like I still think I'm taking Mike Davis because it's like the volume play. Diache, finally football day is here. What up? What up? We here. We back. Football's here. I'm so excited to turn on Red Zone and just watch all the freaking scores today. I know my family's big Bengals fans, so they're probably gonna have the Bengals game on the TV. I'm gonna have Red Zone on my phone through YouTube TV, and we're just gonna be grinding out, watching hopefully a lot of touchdowns, hopefully a lot of fantasy points for my players, and not a lot of fantasy points for who I'm playing. But the problem is when you play in so many leagues like I do, like when someone scores, like it's a good thing and a bad thing, because I have them probably somewhere, and then I probably am playing against them. So that's the best part about today, is you just get to watch some good football. And at the end of the day, we do play fantasy to win, but I think we play fantasy at the end of the day just to enjoy watching football more. And so do not take that for granted. Like, do not take just watching football. Like, we want to see good football, like, even though we are playing fantasy. So, Diache, you got any start sits that you might need here? I know we've been answering some questions for Hurricane. Sean's been in the chat. Hurricane for sure. Well, you know what? Here, watch this, Hurricane. I will watch this for you. So, and this is one I'm talking about. I'll zoom in on this one a little bit more. This is one of my teams. Yes, I am the Hernandez Hitman. I've been that for like a lot of years. Like that's my team name. Look, so I have Robert Woods here in the flex, and I have Mike Davis on the bench with Kareem Hunt. Those are the two guys that I've been debating all morning. And since I think we're gonna do it here, let us do it, man. Boom, just like that. I'm doing it for you. I'm doing it for you. I'm doing this all for you, my guy. I'm doing it for you. We win or lose today with Mike Davis. And that is a scary thing to say. When you are in that position where we are, but the thing is, if he doesn't do it this week, then we just know, like, Mike Davis is never going back in my starting lineup. But this is exactly why I kept him. I didn't drop him in the offseason in dynasty leagues, because I was like, he's probably going to land somewhere. And realistically, when he landed with Baltimore, I was like, oh, like something might happen to JK, but then JK is not ready. Gus Edwards isn't ready. And so Mike Davis, you have gotten the call, my friend. You have gotten the call. Well, what is that in the 1:00 game? Is that when are the Ravens play? What time slot? Oh yeah, they're playing in the one against the Jets. So we will know right away if Mike Davis was a good player or not. But I still have like 35 minutes to rechange my mind. But if we're both in it together, we're shaking hands, then I guess we're going with Mike Davis. All I gotta say is that Justin Jefferson, my actual RB1, can send me to the promised land tonight. Yeah, who's your who's your actual RB1? You probably have already told me. I'm just forgetting off the top of my head. If it's later tonight, So is that Aaron Jones, Austin Eckler, Diache? I'm torn between Patterson and Kmet. I saw the Falcons rookie running back not playing, but like Chicago's a raining game. Yeah. I'm leaning Patterson. I'm leaning Patterson for sure, Diache. At this point. Like I love calling me some Colin Kmet. I do. But like this game's about to be brutal. This game's about to be brutal. Yeah, Hurricane. It has to be Patterson. And then you said Aaron Jones and James Conner. Yeah. Yeah. Aaron Jones and James Conner. You're feeling pretty good with that and Justin Jefferson. So if Mike Davis can give you 10 points, like I think that's the other thing about flex. Like sometimes we talk about upside, like what is the upside? But if you have these high upside plays with your studs, then sometimes just being able to say, can this guy get me 10 to 12 points is like just enough for you to feel very confident, a little bit more confident than typical. Yeah. Like I said, Hurricane was agreeing with me with my Patterson take. So I appreciate that. But yeah, like I said, we are here. I know there's 3 of us currently here. Well, 4 if you can count me. So I appreciate you guys being here. I know most of you have already subscribed, so no need to say that. But if we don't have any more questions, at some point I'm just probably going to stop it if we're like we've answered all of our own start sits. If we don't get more people in here asking start sits, totally understand. But yeah, just pumped for football. Freaking pumped for football. Like I said, my family's Bengals fans, so we are here today playing the Steelers. There's actually a house down the street, and half the family's Bengals fans and half of them are Steelers. So they have both flags up. I feel like that's should not be allowed, but it is. It is allowed, I guess. We are in America. It is a free country. So I just find it interesting. I just really find it interesting. Oh, yeah. Start the Browns defense where you have them. Yes, I drafted the Browns defense almost everywhere. So you could answer those questions because the Browns playing the Panthers, like, great matchup. Even though we think Baker might come out, like, I'm not as confident in the offense scoring a lot. Like, I could see CMC putting up solid fantasy points. I could see DJ Moore putting up solid fantasy points, but I don't think the actual team's going to be that good on offense. Sean's still here. My guy. He's still participating. Baker is going to slant it to both jerseys today. Yes. Cowboys defense or Denver defense? Denver defense for sure. They're playing the Seahawks. Cowboys are playing Tampa Bay. So don't risk it. Don't risk it for the biscuit. We know the Seahawks are a lot worse defense or a lot worse offense than the Tampa Bay. So pick the one. Denver. Fantasy Pros had. I think Fantasy Pros had Denver as like the projected top 2 or 3 defense. So yeah, you're easily taking Denver. Hurricanes agreeing with me. Movie fan 101. Appreciate you being here, my guy. Or I guess I don't know if you're a guy or not. So I apologize for using that reckless language. Appreciate you being here. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel as we are doing these lives. We did a live last night, doing a live today, and we're putting out more fantasy football content to help you win your leagues. Thoughts on Edmonds? Edmonds is my RB 28 this week. So I mean, yeah, he's an RB2 for me. I think I just need to see that Mike McDaniel is going to not be using a running back by committee approach. I think Chase Edmonds, even though he has been in committees before, like he is a very talented running back. I just don't know what his usage is going to be. So that's what makes him lower on my tier. Like, yeah, cool. Like the Miami Dolphins are probably going to have a really good offense. So, or like a above average offense. It just depends if Tua's going to be elite or Tua's going to step up or Tua's going to be the old Tua or the new Tua, whatever we want to say. Those are some of my thoughts about Chase Edmonds. So if he's your RB3 and you're debating putting him in over maybe your 2 guys that you drafted above him, like probably not doing that this week. But I do think there's a way where we see Chase Edmonds absolutely emerge as a very solid starting running back, and we then might have to start having like serious conversations about like a Travis Etienne versus a Chase Edmonds. Like those are some of my thoughts. Hurricane says CMC is going to feast today. The Browns have a soft middle of the D line. Yes. No, for sure. CMC, we're talking 25 points today, for sure, if he plays the whole game. And if he doesn't, then we can't project that. So, and Dolphins don't have a power back. The Dolphins have they have a lot of running backs. I know they got rid of Sony Michel. Did they get rid of Sony Michel or who Dolphins running backs? Let me, before I forget all they signed, because they have Raheem Mostert. Yeah, so they have Raheem Mostert, Chase Edmonds, Myles Gaskin, and Salvon Ahmed, I think is how you say it. So not really, but I imagine Mostert gets some run too, just because Mostert's super fast. And I don't like I said, I guess I just don't love the backfield as much. And if they're going to be splitting the carries, like I guess Miles Gaskin can almost be your power back, but I'm not feeling very confident in any of them because of course last year Malcolm Brown had a few weeks where he was looking okay. Uh, yes, Hurricane per Mike Glazier, Mike Trubisky is planned for starter at QB for the whole season in Pittsburgh. I mean, I just don't think they could actually start Kenny Pickett and feel very great about it. He looked okay in the preseason, but I just think you got to do Mitch Trubisky. Like if you throw these guys into the fire too soon, like all of a sudden we're having this like conversation of like, was this draft pick worth it? And I think Pittsburgh might be realizing like of course they wanted Kenny Pickett at the 20th, but then seeing all the other quarterbacks, which all the scouts and analysts had them very close, go in like the third round. Like I think we gotta kind of temper our expectations, especially in the dynasty community for Kenny Pickett. But yes, he did get that first round draft capital, so he will get a shot at some point. Movie fan 101. I can't decide between Edmonds or St. Brown for my luck spot. Oh, for sure. St. Brown. St. Brown. Book it. Yesterday we were having more discussions around like St. Brown versus Sutton and stuff like that. But like the upside of St. Brown is so much higher than Chase Edmonds. You're gonna regret that. Especially wait, but movie fan 101. Let me know. Is this PPR? Because if it's PPR, you're totally starting St. Brown. If it's standard, it might be a little bit closer than what we think, but I'm still taking this. So Diachi, who do you have winning between the Packers and the Vikings? Ooh, I didn't do like an actual like I don't when I do a lot of like when I do my fantasy projections, I don't necessarily like do like who's gonna win the game. But if I were to be a betting man, I would bet on I think the Minnesota Vikings are just gonna come out swinging. I like their offense, especially if they're gonna be using the Rams offense. I think there's a lot of hype around that between Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson. And then Adam Thielen being the third option, you're feeling pretty confident about that. So I am leaning the Vikings. Hurricane says one of my high schoolers at my church asked me to help him with his 10-team start sits. Dude has Mecole Hardman in over Judy. Yes. Because Mecole Hardman plays for the Chiefs. No, Jerry Judy for sure. I hope that's what you told him. I'm sure that's what you told him, Hurricane. I'm sure you told him start Jerry Judy. That's funny, though. That is funny. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. Like I said, if you haven't already, drop a like on the stream. It helps me out a ton, as well as subscribe. We finally got over 100 subs last night, and we want you to join our community. We want you to support me as I make this content, and as you, hopefully, win a lot more of your fantasy football leagues because you're coming in, asking questions, and we're all helping you give some just feedback because some of these questions, they're very valid. They're very close decisions where there might not be a wrong decision. There's just might be a preferred decision. Oh, it's half PPR. That changes it slightly. I mean, it's a lot closer once it's half PPR, but I'm still going with Amon St. Brown, movie fan 101. Yes, Hurricane. Yeah. Even in standard though, I think standard would be a little bit closer. If it was standard, I mean, I would still say St. Brown, but it'd be way closer in half PPR for sure. Especially if Monte Brown's going to get somewhere between 6 to 8 catches. You're feeling pretty confident about that. And yes, we do need to see it from Edmonds. I think that's in my Dolphins take. Like that is something that I would agree with. We need to see is Edmonds actually going to be used 60% of the time, or is it going to be more of a 50-50 split, 40-40-40 split? Something. I guess that doesn't even add up, does that? No, like a 40-40-20 split. I don't know. I missed the St. Brown hype train last season. Is he a wide receiver 1 for fantasy? No, he's not a wide receiver 1 for fantasy yet. I'm sure he'll have wide receiver 1 weeks. I think he is more definitely of a high-end wide receiver 2. And most people were drafting him in the late 5th, early 6th round. So don't think you probably already drafted another wide receiver to be your wide receiver 1. Maybe some people just absolutely punted the wide receiver position in Amon St. Brown is sitting as their wide receiver 1. I wouldn't feel that confident with that. But based on the results that he had at the end of last season, like targets are still earned. I know a lot of people will argue that DeAndre Swift and TJ Hawkinson were injured. So DeAndre Swift was, Amon St. Brown was the only wide receiver they could throw to. But at the end of the day, like you earn those targets. So no, I'm confident in Amon St. Brown for this season. I've been trying to trade for him anywhere. I didn't draft him a lot of places because like he was sitting in that same range as like a Cortland Sutton, a Michael Thomas. And I was typically drafting those two guys over Amon St. Brown. Just due to upside, in my opinion. But I think Amon St. Brown is definitely a great option. As I'm about to sneeze, so sorry, guys. I'll mute my mic if I do end up sneezing. But yeah, that was about to be bad. Middle of my take, sneeze. Woo! But hopefully, yeah, that helps. DLT, how many teams do you have Amon-Ra St. Brown on? You have him on a few teams? But yeah, I'm gonna stay on here. We're gonna be live for another about 10 minutes, and then if we don't have more questions coming in, I'll probably just stop the stream, get all my lineups ready, and then get ready to enjoy some football. So, oh, you got him on 2 teams? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Respect that. If anyone here does betting, I don't, but go earn that bread on the Najee carries over under. It's currently at 15.5. Yeah. Oh, get 16 carries. Now, if it was touches for sure, you'd be like, oh, that's easy. He's probably going to get somewhere around 20, 25 touches. Yeah, 15.5. That's good. That's a good number. But you could also argue, though, that the Bengals are just going to start beating them so bad that they're going to get up and then they're going to have to throw the ball. So maybe that's why it's more of like a 15.5. But like I said, I don't do a ton of betting. I do some DraftKings, but I don't do a ton of betting. So maybe someday when I don't know, when I make it someday, I will just throw all my money back into DraftKings, lose my crap, because I have friends, they put thousands and thousands of dollars into DraftKings, and then they only make like 50. I mean, they say like I break even. I'm like, okay, but like, what's the fun in just like breaking even, you know? Diachi, I got Chase and Johnson from the Steelers and wasn't sure how he'll be successful because of shoulder. So St. Brown needs to give me some wide receiver 2 numbers. Yeah. I mean, if we need to see it from Deontay Johnson first, like I think that's very, like that's a normal thing. I have to think that like the last 2 years of him getting around like, what was it, like 12 to 14 targets a game, like we've talked before with Deontay Johnson, like you have to earn those targets. And even if it was from weak arm, Big Ben, like he's a talented wide receiver no matter what. So I agree with that. I'm getting notifications all over the place. So is there any other news out of the NFL that Chicago is just, hey, let me share this really quick. This is Chicago's field. They're like scraping off the water. Here, let's zoom this in so everyone can see. Look at that water. Look at that. That's crazy. Yeah. I'm a little worried about Cole Kmet and Mooney in this game, to be honest. I mean, otherwise, I don't have a lot of Debo. I don't have a lot of Ayuk. Trey Lance, I guess that's going to be interesting. Like maybe it's a little bit more rushing for Trey Lance, but that doesn't look great. Yes, sit all Chicago pass catchers, and you're running Debo. You're just hoping he gets like sweeps, but then you're just like, are they going to even be able to like run? Like, what are we looking at here? Yeah, that's just risky. That's just risky for me. So I am not playing any Chicago pass catchers. But yeah, appreciate you guys all being here, hanging out on this Sunday before we get into the season. Yeah, flash flood warnings. Yeah. Imagine going to that game. Like, what do you even wear? That's what I was thinking. Like when I go to football games, I haven't been to like a torrential downpour game. Like, what do you just like accept the fact that you're about to get soaked on? I don't know. Because even if you wear like a poncho or whatever, like that's still uncomfortable. Like try going to the bathroom at a game in a poncho. Like that's unfortunate. It's an unfortunate experience all around. But appreciate you guys being here. You guys have really, really, really like blown out all my expectations for doing this. So hopefully I'm helping you and you guys are helping me by being here, being encouraging, asking questions. So we're going to give it a few more minutes. If anyone has any last minute start sit questions, I will answer them. Otherwise, we're probably just going to say, you know what? I will catch you guys. I don't know. We might do a late night show here tonight, doing like results from tonight, or maybe we'll do that tomorrow. Maybe we'll do like what happened, like analyze. I know Underdog always does something like that. So maybe we'll jump into that. Yeah. Hurricane Happy Football. I guess you get comfortable in your seat. You know, it's going to be a wet and cold game. Yeah. I think that's just what you acknowledge, that you're there for football and you're not there for you. Because if you start to wonder what's happening with you, like, yeah, you're going to have to give it up. Happy football. Happy football. Well, if we don't have any more start and sits, feel free. You can always DM me on Twitter or comment on this YouTube channel afterwards. I'll get a notification so I can answer anything like that. But appreciate you guys all for tuning in. Good luck today in your fantasy football matchups, but otherwise enjoy football being back, because this is the best time of year. Week 1, we got 14 more weeks until the I guess it depends on what, like 13 to 14 more weeks until the fantasy football playoffs. So take it week 1, then we can reevaluate the next week, and we're gonna be grinding to get to the championship. So I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Yeah, and let's catch you guys all tomorrow. We'll do another live stream tomorrow, walking through what happened today. But I appreciate you guys all for being here, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.